Everybody, it is Colin here, and thank you so much for checking out this video. This is going to be a very nice one because we have Minh, and Minh sent in his campaign, his affiliate CPA marketing campaign. Minh is a beginner from the Facebook group, and I've already watched the video, so it is going to be an interesting setup because we are going to review his campaign today. So what I will do is I will let Minh explain everything about his campaign, cut it up in several parts, and give feedback along the way. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you do, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me a thumbs up, and let's hear what Minh has got to say.
Hi Colin, this is Minh. Thank you so much for taking the time out to review my ads.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go over with you all the details, and hopefully you can help me guide me in the right direction on how to further optimize and move along. Okay, first, this is doing the Netflix offer that you had used in one of your examples. It's a Netflix lottery, single opt-in, New Zealand. And the funnel is this is the same sweepstakes funnel that you provided and through ClickFunnels. And nothing's really changed, really. I'll just click here real quick and I'll show you. First part is the same. How did you hear about this offer? And then second part is where are you from? And just put some options: New Zealand, Australia, United States. That's pretty much it. Nothing really has changed. If anything, I just add a little siren here.
Really, to add so far, the only thing I would change is remove the sirens. I don't think it looks professional. I think the funnel, as you made it, as the template was provided, you did a good background. It looks good. It looks non-scammy, and the sirens just make it look a little bit odd, a little bit scammy. So I would recommend not to use that.
And okay, let's go back to the ads manager. What I actually did was for my targeting, I started out at doing all females from the age brackets, right? So 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44, 45 to 54 females. And I did a broad. For targeting, I did broad. So I'm just going to click on an example. But it was very broad. So it pretty much targeted everybody. I didn't narrow it down by the Netflix interest or anything like that. So I went broad in this. And
so the broad targeting is always a little bit tricky. Why? Because Netflix obviously appeals to a very, very broad audience. However, you have to check it in relation to the CPC. So as you saw, Minh has like a 30-cent CPC as his lowest CPC available on the ad set level. The highest CPC is 34, I believe, which is too high to be considered profitable. Like if the conversion rate is 90%, obviously it can still be profitable, but it's a good indication that there has to be some changes, perhaps for the older audiences. So what Minh could do is you could go broad, you could target specific new movies, you could target Netflix, because a lot of people like stories related to Netflix but don't have their own subscription. Minh is going to show his ads, but I will give feedback on his specific ads at the end of the video and not directly right now.
for my ads, I'll show you what my ads were. I created 5 ads, and the 5 ads were just different types of styles. So the first ad was, this is based on one of their latest movies. I forget what it was, but here's the style, here's the template of it. This is my first time doing the ad, so I didn't realize it was covering certain parts of when when people actually see the ad. So this part got covered. So I didn't know this. Actually didn't realize the color is kind of off too. And so this was one of my ads. I created pretty much an ad template and just started switching out the photos. So this was it. And then I'll show you the next ad. The next ad is a couple watching movies, and I changed the color in this. The bottom's still the same as before. The third ad is someone I guess it looks like they're watching TV and eating some popcorn. I took out the Netflix part down here, the logo. The fourth one, this was a bunch of feet sticking out of the under the blanket, and simple just like that, right? Took out the Netflix logo. I actually put the Netflix logo up here, and totally didn't realize it would cover the timeline thingy up here. And then the last ad I created was two girls, Netflix chill, and it had the Netflix logo up here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I ran these 5 ads into all these 5 ad sets, and what I had learned was when Facebook started optimizing for all of my ad sets, they started showing it more. I'm actually going to click through again. They started showing it more to this one, this ad, the ad with the feet sticking out under the bed or bed sheets. That ad got the most reach out of all my ad sets, so they were optimizing towards that. And to break it down, I'm just going to go into each ad set and show you the details. So I'm going to click over here. This was on the age range of, I think it was 18 to 24 females. Here, you can take a glance here. One problem I did notice throughout was my click-through ratio was pretty low at either 1% or 2%.
So the reason why your click-through rate might be that low could be your targeting, as you're doing broad, which could be an issue. So refer to the examples I gave before. And it's the aestheticness of your ads, which I will give my critique on at the end of this video. So keep that in mind. Your ads need some changes.
Here are the stats for that. Okay, I'm going to click to the next ad set, 2534. Very similar as well. Click rate 2.4. Cost per click 15 cents. Let's see. So 35 to 44, they actually ended my. They approved the ad first, but then it ended. They disabled it maybe like 2 days in. So you get partial. You only get like 2 days worth of data on this. Okay, and then 4554. This was actually the worst performing ad set, so I had actually turned it off. Worst performing as in conversions based on my sub IDs I had tracked. Okay, so what I had done was I don't have a tracker, so I used the sub ID method that you had recommended, and I pulled up the report on Maxbounty. So here's the data so far. So far I've earned $129.20, EPC 25 cents. So 76 leads. So then if I break it down to the sub ID, earlier I had 76 leads, but here it only shows 63. So I had talked to you about how it wasn't tracking initially in the beginning, and so the affiliate manager had to turn on my sub ID tracking. So there's missing 13 leads. What I did was I exported the file to a CSV and broke it down, and I filtered it, and then actually calculated to see how many conversions we've had in each ad set. So here's what happened. After the first 3 days, I had noticed that my Facebook, they're optimizing for that ad number 4, which is the one that was showing the most. They're optimizing the most in that. So what I actually done was I decided to create more assets, but do the male category, right? So the first male category, on top of that, I decided to create 4 new ads, 4 new variations of let me see, of that this ad, right, of the feet one. I decided to create 4 new variations and plug that into the male assets, right? So my male assets included, I guess you can call it the winning ad at the time, which is this one, and I created 4 new ones to add into it. So the 4 new ones were this one, It's a, you can see it, it's a couple in bed. Here's two couples together, and then another version of the feet sticking out, and then another version of the feet sticking out. So I created those, and so the data, I created those, and the data later revealed that, let's see, for males, once again.
So let's just take a moment to work with the data. So I'm reading the data off the screen right now, and it's interesting. So usually with Instagram, we assume a younger audience to work real well. It does, relatively okay. But what is most interesting is that the older male audiences convert quite well, which could mean that if you run this on Facebook, so once you wipe out all the non-profitable ad sets, you might end up with maybe 4 or 5 ad sets which you can keep running profitably. But you could also just run this on Facebook with the same or a different angle and really drag into those older audiences, because you already know that from the Instagram appeal, 35 to 54-year-old males work. So you could just combine those in one ad set, run it on Facebook, and basically get twice the harvest, which could be interesting. So that's so far what I read from the data. Yeah, obviously the ad set was not approved for 25 to 34-year-old males, but could be interesting. Like you get some valid conversions on the male, and therefore I think it's really smart of you that you also try the male audience. But you can see the ad sets add already up to an amount of, I think, 8 ad sets. The tracking part was really smart with the sub IDs. I highly recommend to do that. So far it's looking really good, man.
Actually, I'll have to show it to you. Yeah, so once again, you can see in one, for example, one of my ads, one of my mail ads, Facebook started optimizing again for that the image 4, and I haven't gotten too many impressions on the other ones. So I'm actually not sure how the other ones are performing. It's not, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be enough data yet. But again, so from the male perspective, for example, the 18 to 24 range, here are the details. I'll go through the 25 to 34 male. Facebook did not approve any of my ads, even though I used the same exact thing. So I haven't been able to test that range. So here's 35 to 44. I had noticed the click-through rate went up a little bit more to 3.4. And I know you said we could aim for 5 starting, but ultimately 10+%. Here I noticed this image got a little higher too. Okay. And then 45 to 54. So here, again, this image also has, the click-through rate is higher on the male side too. And for the rest, I haven't gotten much impressions at all. So going back to this, since I don't know which ad is exact, because I don't have a tracker, I don't know which ad is performing. Right now, we're just assuming that it's the one that's getting the most reach.
The most important thing is to optimize in the ad set level. Why? Because Facebook doesn't optimize on ad set level itself. It optimizes the specific goal. So landing page views, it optimizes for landing page views. It doesn't optimize until you do campaign budget optimization, which I do not recommend because we don't control the offer page. So let Facebook do the work on the ad level. All you need to do is the main ad which you created, which is performing the best, we call it control, and you make variants to that control. Maybe every day if you have time, make 5 or 10 ads, add them, and see if there's one ad which is going to outperform the control. If so, that becomes the new control. But yeah, you need to work on the ads, because a 10-cent CPC with a 3.7% CTR, if you can get that up to like 5%, it will go under 7 cents or maybe 6 cents CPC, which would get you almost double the traffic. See? So that's really important.
The most reach. So if you look at here, the ranges, I had actually turned off this one, females 45 to 54. And then for this one, that's the one where Facebook closed or disabled it after 2 days. So currently I have these two running, And for the mails, I have all the mails still running, right? Because I believe right at the moment they're at least break even, but I know it could be definitely it can be worked a lot better, and it's just a matter of how to optimize it. And I guess the other question would be for the new ads that I had created, and I have put it into the mail assets. Facebook hasn't been showing much reach, so I was wondering, do we create new assets and brand new assets and just put those each individual ad in its own ad set, or how do we go about through all of this?
So if you really want to test the ad level perfectly, what you do is you test all the variants against the control. If the control keeps winning time after time, you've done like 20 tests, put the control in a different ad set, create a duplicate ad set and put all the variants in that one to see if one of the variants get a higher CTR by itself than the control, because sometimes Facebook might prefer a different ad which has been running for a long time and just put all the reach to that one. So if you think an ad might perform better than the control, but then you really have to have a gut feeling, put them all in one ad set, spend like $5 or $10 on it to see if it can outperform the control without the control presence in the ad set.
So again, here's the overall stats, lifetime stats. You see the spending, it's always been at $5 a day. You can see here. Cost per click. I had noticed over the past 3 days or so, 2-3 days, after turning off, not the non-winners, I've been positive ROI, but still, I know that there's a lot of room for improvement. So this is where hopefully your help can come in. If you have any questions, please do let me know. I hope this was enough information. I'm looking forward to hear from your feedback.
So let's have a look at the actual ads. To give a summary of what I think, the general feedback is try to do the inter-targeting, which is important. So target recently released movies or highly engaged series like Pretty Little Liars, Gossip Girl, those kind of series, Teen Wolf, that kind of stuff. New movies like Bird Box, as we spoke about in the other Watch Me Build video. Then that's the inter-targeting. Then try to use another placement. Placement meaning platform in this sense, so move the audience from Instagram to Facebook, as it will give you a lot more reach as well. So if you find a winning audience on Instagram, you might want to try that on Facebook as well, newsfeed only. Or you can do Facebook story ads as well. The option is now available to run Instagram stories and Facebook stories at the same time. Use the sub-ID selection to see if it's as profitable. Then the images need work. That's what I will go over right now. And what else did I think of? There was something else. Yeah, so the CTR needs to be higher, and therefore we have to change the images. The targeting has a role in that, and I think that's about it until I think of something else. So let's have a look at this image. Obviously, this is my favorite image. I would have zoomed in a little bit more on this girl because she's pretty hot, I would say. What grabs my attention first of all is this is dragging too much attention. The red is not coherent with the red of the Netflix. If I would pick a red color, and this is basically aestheticness, right? Does it really have influence on the ads? Who knows? Nobody knows until you test it. I would not have picked this red, what you did. I would have picked this more darker Bordeaux, like her shirt. If you put her shirt, it melts within the content. However, in this scenario, I would have picked the blue of her shirt because it's more neutral. And in this scenario, you've watched the training, but it also said if this is too much, you have the blue, you have the red, oh, hang on. And you have the yellow, the white, the black. It's just, there's too much. And this is way too much as well. So I rather have a white hand with an arrow and then just this black. Because it will fit this. The call to action is strong and the action is clear. So it's a good ad, but it needs a little bit more of aesthetic work to definitely get the best out of it. So I think this was your highest performing ad. So the loading screen will be here. You can already see the colors don't match. So you can just type in, like, I think color panel test on Google to see what the color code is and then make this the same. Same goes for this. This overlay should always be on top of this part, but under this part. So you have to stack the layers correctly to make it work. Obviously, aesthetic wise, this doesn't fit. This is too small, this is too big. So it needs to be in the middle. Need to pay a little bit more attention here, if possible. Other than that, it's a pretty weird image actually. This looks like a guy and this looks like a child almost. But hey, let's move on. Yeah, same thing here. Just almost the same. Yeah, it doesn't really have to do anything with Netflix. I think you need to angle it a little bit more better. This is a little bit more interesting for the younger audience. I think this was your winner, something like that. But the theory is the same. Like, it's not aesthetic enough. This one is actually quite interesting. Like, I like the fact that you chose very different images than what I'm used to. Like, I like this one. This one is a good one. Only this is like horrible. Obviously this is horrible. Like, this is like an image and then this has a different color. It's cut off here, then it's yellow. This is like a huge mess. This image is great, but give this not the screaming red, but give it like a little bit more the darkish red, or grab the corner panel and use this red. Remember, the swipe up goes here, meaning nobody will see this, but it's staying here. So it already says Netflix here. I think this could be a really powerful image, just with the text like you did, I think. Yeah, like you did this one. Just simple, keep it simple. You tried, but you tried too hard on this one. Yeah, and this one I just find disturbing. Like, I know it's from a movie, but probably 99% of the people who see this don't know this is from a movie. This looks like a charity kind of thing for like third world countries. I think this one is terrible. It's just my honest opinion. So, yeah. What I did when I ran this offer like way back, I used like the new movies which were released. And I used the Netflix trailer, just an image of the trailer, and I used the girls. So the girls work really well. I think especially if you have an older male audience, the girls will work really well. But this one, yeah, she's cute. This would really work. Even if you size her up and try to Photoshop this girl out, it could work really well because she's holding the shirt like Netflix and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty good. So in general, for your ad, make sure the border and matches the colorness and make it look, it has to drag attention, but this is too much. It drags away the attention from the call to action. Make this black and make the PNG white. Remove the border if it's not needed. The border should only be there if the image is not powerful enough. But what I've seen is the girls are either sexy or the images all have a sexual sense, which is really good. So there's no need for the border really. The images, especially this one, the focus is on the popcorn and the hand. Popcorn, hand, movie, it all goes together. So this looks perfect like this. The only thing I would change is also, look, the border here is not correctly. You should have dragged it out a little bit more. And is this going to increase your CTR to 10%? Hell no. But it will increase it maybe 0.5% if it looks a little bit better, maybe 1%. However, you need to test way more. So let's say you found your winning ad set, right? It's doing like 10% profit a day, 50% profit a day. You still have to test new ads against the control. So new variants against the control. And these ads are easy to make. So just sit down, listen to some nice music, bash out 100 ads and test 10 ads every single day. If you test 100 ads and you really think they're good ads, you've done enough. Then you just move on to the next campaign. But Min, thank you so much for submitting your work. I think you're well on your way. You have had a ton of conversions already. So what I would recommend you to do is find that winning audience, scale or crush placements, make a little bit better ads, and then launch more offers, man. Because if you keep this going, you're well on your way to success. Thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next video.